most times or often at times we need to remind ourselves about who we are.
In the comment section, I am ready. And also, it's very good to have you if you're online. All right, so last week, I don't know how many of us were here last week. I don't know if you attended. Okay, how was the session for you? Very excellent. That's a great one. I'm very glad to hear that. Honestly, for me, it was an impactful moment. I learned a lot. Last week, we talked about how to smash your goals in 30 days as a realtor. And we learned about the strategies on how the strategies, proven strategies that people have been using to sell consistently. And we also learned how to remain consistent in this business. And also part of the thing that you need to do daily to achieve your goals. And today we're going to be having an impactful session again by our facilitator and a trainer. How many of us, I don't know, last week she gave some action plan. I don't know how many of us took those action plan. Did you, Miss Apple? Okay, so I say that just to remind us, please, why she's training us today, she's teaching us, please just take our time to write some of the action plan that you take, because I found out that the truth is that there's a lot that we learn, but sometimes we don't put those things to work because we don't have action plan to those things. But it's very easy for you to execute once you have the action plan. All right, please, without wasting much of our time, can we please make welcome our trainer, our speaker, our facilitator for today in the person of Miss Jessie. Please, let's just be clapping while she's coming, while she makes it to the stage.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Paul. Good to see you all again.
See you, ma'am.
Please, those join us online. Once you jump live, type #live and let us know where you're joining from. You know how we roll, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So once you jump live, type #live and where you're joining us from. If you can see me clearly, type 1 in the comment section. If you can hear me, type 2 in the comment section. Good to have you all. Today, I'm going to be speaking on one topic that interests me most, which is how to make sales, especially in this Ember period, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So good to see all of you. Emmanuel, Jesse, Favor, Chooks, Mr. Paul, and those watching us online. Like I said, once you jump on live, type #live and let us know where you are joining us from. So last week we started with what we even discussed last week? How to achieve yes in 30 days. And that last week we talked about how you can actually set goals and achieve them, and how you can set goal for the remaining months of the year, right? So we said we have about 4 months to go, right, for 2025 to be out of our way. And then we talked about how you can set goal for the remaining 4 months. And the truth is that this last 4 months can be your best months, right? So one thing about real estate is that you can't predict where your sale will come next, but you can predict the kind of work you can put into place. So we talked about how you can set your goals and achieve them how you can break down the goals, and there should be income goals. I did not talk about random goals. I just talked about setting income goals for yourself. Like we know, this training is brought to you by Browdy Global and Realtor School. So as we go on with this training today, if you have your questions, please drop them at the comment section for those joining on live. Then if you are here, write down your questions so that as we go, you can ask your questions along. So today we are going to be talking about how to position for massive sales this Ember period. I mean, we are just few days to the end of August, and we are about to enter the Ember months, right? Where everything is saying Mba, September, right? October, and just like that. So, but if you don't position yourself well, they'll be saying no to you. I mean, Mba in Igbo means no, right? So if you don't position yourself well, the month will be saying no to you. So that's what we don't want, and that is why right now we are going to be talking about it. Are we ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Please, if you are hearing me, like I said, if you're following so far, please let me see the fire emoji in the comment section. Let me see the for massive sales. So there's this feeling that comes with Ember period. Ember seasons are usually like the feel good season, right? Where people feel like they feel good to buy things. I mean, how many of us don't feel that way? Most people, they save their money waiting for December or towards the end of the year to buy the things they really want, right? So these people have this, there's this dopamine rush within people during the Ember period. They want to buy things, they want to achieve a lot of things at the end of the year. And the truth is that a lot of people are actually preparing for it. Both those people buying and the people that are selling, right? So the people buying things, they are preparing their money, waiting for the time to buy. And those selling, but right now the market women, they have started stocking up for December. So if the traders are preparing or gearing up for the Ember months, how much more you that is also a business owner? So as a business owner, as a realtor, you're a business owner, and real estate is your business. So if you are not yet seeing it as a business, then that is when you will not expect any result from it. So when you start seeing it as a business, you start making plans for it. And that is the plan we're about to talk about today. So in 2021, there's also this mindset that comes with Ember period, especially in real estate. Some realtors feel like during Ember period is a time to go and relax. It's Ember period now, let's just go and enjoy. By January, we'll come back again and continue from where we stop. But that is not, sales doesn't stop. The way people buy goods is also the same way people buy properties every single day. Every single day, people are buying properties. So if you don't position yourself, it means that you will not be fine. You will not be part of those that are selling, right? So during this Ember period, you have to plan yourself as a business owner. So in 2021, when I newly started real estate, I started real estate around September, but fully began in October 2021. And throughout that, September, October, November, December, I didn't make any sale. Reason because I was waiting for the perfect time, right? Please, your noise. I was waiting for the perfect time to start positioning myself. And throughout that period, people were selling and selling and selling and selling. But by January 2022, when I understood how to position myself for sales, that is when I made my first sale. And starting from then, it has been consistent, right? So if you don't understand this part, that sales doesn't stop at any moment. Some people feel, oh, during rainy season, people don't buy land. Oh, during Christmas, people don't. Christmas period, this is even the time that people buy properties most. Reason because, number one, some business owners, they have been saving up. People feel like, some people, they feel like when they buy property, that is when they have achieved something for the year, right? So most of them wait till that Ember period to be able to buy into real estate. Same with those in diasporas, right? Most of them, they are waiting when they come back, they get to see the property they like and they pay for it. Now, if you are not positioning yourself for these people when they are ready, you know what will happen? They will meet people that are already positioned. They'll meet people that are ready when they are ready to buy from them. So sales doesn't stop at any point, especially in real estate. Yes, I know real estate is a high-end kind of business that requires a lot of money, that requires millions. However, people are paying every single day to own this real estate. So remove that mindset from your head that sales will stop in August, or there's no sales during December period or this Ember period, right? Once you erase your mindset, or once you change your mindset around these things I'm talking about, then it will be easier for you to understand that you too can make sales during this Ember period. Are we following?
Yes.
So like I said, this Ember period comes with a lot of buying, right? So right now, before I go into talking about how to position yourself for massive sales, we are able to understand the season we are about to enter. The season we are about to enter is a season of dopamine. It's a season of people wanting to feel good by buying things they actually want. And real estate is one of it, right? Welcome, Moses. Yeah, welcome, Mary. Good to see you. Yeah. So people buy every day. So this season we're also about to enter is another season of steady, what will I call it? It's usually a season of so much work, right? Especially for people that are in the market, whether real estate or any other kind of market. So it means that you have to position yourself and plan towards this season for you to be able to get your own market share, right? A lot of money is going to be passing this season, and if you don't position yourself, it will move to another person that is ready, right? Or someone else that has positioned him or herself for the money that is going to be passing. Now, how do you do that? Like I said, positioning here means being findable and being what? Searchable. Now, how do people buy real estate? How do people buy real estate? Before somebody purchase land or house, what's the first step the person is taking? They go online to search. What other ways? They make inquiries. They ask their friends. They ask their colleagues. They ask their relatives. Oh, do you know anybody that sells land? Right? They're asking their in-laws. I want to buy land. Do you know anybody that can help us? And all of that. I know what will happen. They will remember the person that has been posting, right? They will remember, oh, there's this guy. There's this Moses guy. I usually view his status. He posts about property. They reach out to him, right? Or they will say, oh, Emmanuel. Yes, I saw Emmanuel, I have somebody, Emmanuel, in my church, post about properties. So these are ways people, these are the first step they take before buying into property. They don't just jump out of the blues and buy property. So the first, traditionally, they may ask their colleagues, they may ask their friends, they may ask their loved ones about how to buy land. Then those that, maybe those that are knowledgeable enough, they go online. They go online. Where do they go? They go on Google to search affordable lands for sale if they are looking for land. So they go to places like YouTube. They go to places these days. TikTok self is like another Google, because once you go there, once you make any search, it's still like searching on Google. So they go to TikTok, they go to these various social media platforms to make inquiries. Now, if you are not findable in those platforms, do you think they'll reach out to you? So you see that so you see that positioning means being findable and being searchable. So when they are asking questions, oh, do you know anybody that does real estate? And nobody is able to mention you. Are you findable? And then they now go online to search, and your video doesn't still pop out. Your name self is not yet searchable online. How many of us names are searchable now online? I mean, when they go to Google right now and type your name, will somebody see anything around your name? Will your name pop out? By the grace of God. Somebody said, by the grace of God, his name will pop out. So you see that the first stage or the first way of positioning yourself is by being what? By being findable on social media platform, or by using social media platform. Is by using social media platform. And this is where you now pay attention to how the platform works. Now, especially to your profile pictures. This is when you now start getting to have a specific profile picture. And I usually advise that you use a particular profile picture across your social media platform, so that when they see your face on Facebook, it's the same face they are seeing on YouTube. It's the same face they are seeing on Instagram and WhatsApp, everywhere. They are not confused. Same with your name. Don't answer Miss Favor, for those that like to use Miss. And then on Facebook, you're answering a different name. On TikTok, you're answering a different name. So this is where you pay attention to your social media platform. First, you start by optimizing it, right? Optimize your social media platform. Ensure that you have a good profile picture. And if you don't have one right now, I think you can take, how much are they taking studio picture these days? 2,500, 3,000. Just go to studio, snap a professional picture, and upload on your social media platform. And if you have chosen one, please make sure that it's the same face across your social media platform. It is easier to identify, right? If I'm using another picture on my WhatsApp and you saw another picture on YouTube, and when you now want to relate with me on WhatsApp and you're seeing a different picture, you want to be sure that it is me that you're talking to, right? If you feel that it's a different person, immediately you go and look for Moses that has the same picture across it. Once you are chatting Moses, you say, it's the same person, and you feel comfortable with this by discussing with the person, right? So first, you optimize your social media platform, your bio, everything. Ensure that I like to put award-winning realtor. Even if you have not won an award before, please put it there. You are still going to win it, right? So ensure that you optimize it very well, and also pay attention to the kind of things you post on your social media platform. Now, because you are now beginning to be in real estate, you understand that real estate is a noble profession. This is one thing you should know. Real estate is a noble profession. Is not, I don't want to put yeah, but let me use it. It's a noble profession. It means that it should be organized, because the people you are going to be dealing with are high-end clients, right? Real estate requires a lot of money. So for somebody to bring out his million or thousands to give to you, you must be worth it. So you cannot be posting different things on your platform and expect somebody with million to come to you. So that's why you pay attention to the pictures you put out there, pay attention to the videos, and ensure that they are good or they are of quality. So first, like I said, paying attention to your social media platform is very important. And also, for most of us, I know we are married or we love our boyfriends. So for some ladies, they would like to use their boyfriend's picture as their profile picture. Or what is this part? So at this point, so please do yourself a favor by putting your face there. They want to know the person they are communicating with, so that you not confuse your audience. So this is where the positioning starts, right? Remember, there are different types of marketing. In fact, there are majorly two ways of marketing. First is when you go to knock on people's door, right? When you cold call, when you call people on phone, when you knocking on people's door. I mean, it's not literally knocking on their door, even though you can still knock on their door. But what I mean right here is reaching out to people that obviously don't know you or know what you do before now. So that one is knocking on people's door, telling them, oh, I sell real estate, to come and buy, that kind of thing. But another form of marketing, or the second way of marketing, is people knocking on your own door, right? People knocking on your own door. And one way people knock on your own door is when you attract people with your content or with what you put out there. They come to you naturally asking you, oh, I want you to help me. I want to buy property from you. So which one do you think is better? Knocking on people's door or people knocking on your own door? Exactly. So one way you get people to knock on your door is positioning yourself very well on your social media platform, right? If you don't optimize this, it will really affect your positioning. And what happened is that people that have taken their time to optimize their social media platform, they will come to them and then leave you because they don't yet understand what you are doing. Are we following those online and those on sites? Are we following so far? Yes. So that is the first stage, actually. This is the first stage of positioning yourself for massive sales. Then second way is by using what is called value-based marketing. So value-based marketing is just a strategy of selling high-end products like real estate, right? It's just basically sharing value with your customers without asking for a sale in return. Do you understand that? Sharing value to your customers or to your leads without asking for a sale, or giving out value to your customers without asking for a sale in return. Now, this value-based marketing is one way of marketing real estate, right? Real estate is not those kind of goods. It's not bags. It's not shoes, right? That you can easily post and somebody will cough out 10,000, 20,000 and pay immediately. For real estate, it requires a lot of money, right? So imagine you normally if you want to buy something that will cost you a lot of money, most times you go online to study about it, right? You go, if it is iPhone, you go online to look for iPhone, study about different types of iPhone, right? And then be sure of what you want to buy. So if you don't see any value, if you don't see anybody giving out free value, or you see some people, they'll do some content like, oh, how to identify good iPhone, right? You see that this value-based marketing is very important. It is one way you get people to yourself, right? So even when people go to search on social media, if you don't have value, they will not reach out to you. Do you understand? If you don't have value, they won't reach out to you. So one thing about using value-based marketing, first, is that your customers appreciate you. They say, thank you. Oh, thank you for sharing this video. Oh, I was about to do this. Thank God that I saw your video. They appreciate you. And you know what? People buy from what? From people they know, like, and trust. So using value-based marketing help you to build these three things. People get to know you, people get to like you, people get to trust you, right? So that's first thing they do, is that they appreciate your effort. Oh, thank you for sharing this video, right? I made a video recently talking about how to verify land in Enugu, right? And somebody reached out to me that evening and told me, thank you for sharing all this. He started telling me how he planned to buy property from next year, right? You see that people that are looking forward to buy properties are already going out there. And who registers to their mind is the person that is sharing value. So that is why value-based marketing, you have to do it without looking for anything in return, even though deep down you're going to get your return, right? And that is the energy. If you give out a good energy, it will come back to you. Whatever you give out, it must surely come back to you, right? So first is that they appreciate you, the customers appreciate you. Second is that you position yourself as a trusted expert. Are we following?
Yes.
So with value-based marketing, they see you as the expert here. When they want to buy any property, they are coming to you. Remember? So this value-based marketing will help you to do what is called EAT, to show what is called EAT. How many of us remember this? Expertise, authority, and trust. Right? With value-based marketing, it will help you to show authority, expertise, right? It will also help you to show authority, and it also help you to show trust. Now, before I go into the next thing, is that when you use value-based marketing, by the time you are talking about the things, then when you are sharing the value, they're beginning to see you as the experts, right? Even when their siblings send them property, they'll come back to you to verify the actual thing they're supposed to do. Oh, there's this property that our father just gifted us now. What do you think we should do about it? Right? They are consulting you. Secondly, they are seeing you as the authority. This is the person that knows this thing. Let's consult him. Right? There's a client that I have, he doesn't buy any property anywhere, whether in Lagos or in Enugu, without consulting me. Right? This is because of the value I've shared over time, and he sees me as the authority. Right? Then trust. With your value, they begin to trust you. Right? They begin to trust you because over time, you have shared a lot of value with them. They begin to trust you. Now, you cannot just do this by merely saying it. You have to put action to it. Now, before you start sharing value, there are some questions you need to identify. First, who are you sharing value to? Right? Who are your target audience? Who are your customers? Who are your clients? Right? And we've talked about, so before you be able to share value, first, you need to know who they are, right? Please, those online, let me know if you are following. You need to know who they are. And we've talked about different people that buy real estate, right? We know different people that buy real estate. Let's have them. Investors, cash protectors. Who again? Who again? Homeowners. Who again? HNI. Who again? Cooperatives. Corporate organizations. People know what I want to write there, right? So these are different people that buy real estate. Now, this one is very important. If not, you will just be random, right? And marketing is not random. That's why if you do it randomly, you may just get random results. That's why most people that just share flyers, they're just doing it randomly, right? They don't even know. They don't know who they are, who they are communicating with. They don't even know if they are actual investors, if they are homeowners. They don't know anything. They don't know who they are communicating with. And you see that you waste a lot of time in doing that. And at the end of the day, you don't have results. But when you settle down to analyze these things, you know that over time, that is how a business is actually built, actually. Because if you don't pay attention to it and you just jump into marketing, what people refer to as marketing, but that's not marketing. Marketing needs strategy. Marketing needs planning. Marketing needs process. So if there's no process to it, then there's no marketing, right? So once you are just sharing flyers to random people, yeah, they it may happen out of fluke, but you cannot sustain it, right? But once you have a strategy like this, you know that it's something that you can sustain over time. So first, before you can be able to do value-based, we are still talking about this, right? Before you can be able to do value-based marketing, you have to know who they are, right? Once you identify who they are, then it will help you to know the kind of communication you're going to be giving to them. Second is that you need to identify their fears. What are their biggest fears? What are their biggest fears? Now, for you to be able to share value to them, you need to understand who they are. What are their biggest fears? What are their biggest frustrations and challenges? For me, that's okay. For most of us, especially those here in Enugu, I know most of us, our customers are Nigerians based in diaspora, right? So for a Nigerian based in diaspora, what do you think his biggest fear will be? Scam, right? So this is where your value now comes in, right? You now try to address how they should avoid being scammed, right? That is where your content can come. Oh, how to buy land or how to buy property in Enugu without being scammed, right? Because most of them actually have been scammed either by their loved ones, their parents, and all. So how we then now trust you is when you now start sharing value based on their biggest fear. Most of them, like I had one that he has been sending money to his sibling, the one he feel like he trusted to build for him in his village. And when he came back, there was no building. Instead, the guy used the money to buy property somewhere and build his own house. So you see that somebody that have already experienced that, his biggest fear is to trust anybody again, right? So you find a way to address the fears. So you need to understand what their biggest fears are. They're afraid of losing their money. I mean, most of them, they work day in, day out just to make money. Some of them, they don't sleep. Maybe they just catch 1 hour sleep, they are back to work, right? So they don't want, at the end of the day, after making such sacrifices, then somebody will just scam them of their hard-earned money. So you need to understand what their biggest fears are. What are their biggest frustrations and challenges? Right? Are we still following? Then what are their hopes, dreams, and desires? What are their hopes, dreams, and desires? For someone that is based in diaspora, that is looking to build maybe a house and move and come down to Nigeria with his family, his hope, dream, and desire is that he gets a place, build his house, and then come down with his children safely, right? That is why most times, if you see them, that when they say, oh, I'm looking for where I can build, first they're asking you about security in that place, especially people that want to live, especially those that are married out there that want to bring their wife back home. They're asking you about security, how safe is the place, right? They're asking you about the neighborhood, hope there's no noise, right? Their biggest hope is that they come back and then stay safely and still go back, right? So you need to find out what their hopes, dreams, and desires. Now, these things I'm saying, you can be noting them down so that after this class, you can use these questions. There's ChatGPT right now. You can use it will give you a lot of ideas from this question. And you use it to create content around it, right? Then another thing is that you need to find out what makes them happy, right? You need to find out what makes them happy. For Nigerians in diaspora, most times, that's what we do sometimes, drive-throughs showing the city, right? Because this is what they like to see. This is what maybe make them happy, right? They want to see how the city has transformed. Oh, they want to see where they used to live in before they traveled. They want to see a lot of places, right? So you need to identify what makes them happy. So why these things are important is because with knowing all of these things, it will help you to position. So anywhere, anyhow, you are in front of their face, right? You are not. So your value will be beyond educational, right? It also go into the side of entertainment, which is what makes them happy, right? And where do they hang out? Where do they hang out? I keep using Nigerians in diaspora. Most of them, they go on YouTube to see the latest. They want to know what happened in Enugu today, right? They'll go there, they want to look at it. And if you're not the person that is showing Enugu constantly, but next thing is that, oh, she talked about property. Maybe the person will not save your contact from there. So they like to hang out there. And where did they get their information? So most of them go online. Most of them go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go on YouTube, go on Google to find out information for themselves. So these are the things that will help you build these three things, right? We've mentioned that for you to be able to share value, first you need to do what? Know who they are, right? Know their biggest frustrations and challenges. Know their what? Hopes, dreams, and desires. Know what makes them happy, right? And know where they hang out and get information. Are we following so far? Please, if you have questions, please write them down those online, if you have question, write it down or drop them at the comment section and I'll attend to it while we go ahead. So with this, you'll be able to build this over time. You'll be able to eat. You'll be able to eat, and literally you'll be able to eat actually and eat very well. Because yes, because value and money follows value, right? When you are able to share value over time, next thing is that it fetches you money. They now trust you, right? They want to buy from you. They want to do business with you. And I mean, once the business is done, what happens next? Money is in your accounts, right? Aside even from sale, for someone like me, I make money too aside selling. So most times, somebody will just watch my video. Oh, thank you for showing this part of Enugu. And they appreciate it. That is value. Yes. Whether in dollars, they truly that somebody is appreciating you. Last year, when I did Enugu in 2024, I'm sharing my secret. When I did a video Enugu in 2024, right? A lot of people appreciated me. Yes, and it's not, they don't give you small money now. So a lot of people appreciated me for that. So that is value, right? So, so once you share value, people feel indebted to you. Yes, most times they feel indebted to you. They feel, oh, this person that made me to navigate this. Oh, thank you for sharing this. And by saying thank you, they are finding a way to actually thank you for those that want to thank you, right? So if you do this, you'll be able to eat, and I swear, oh, wisdom. So any question around this so far? So today we're talking about how to position for massive sales, right? And we've talked about, first is by optimizing your social media platform. Second is by doing what? Using value-based content. Now, this value-based content is very important because see how it's going to be happening. Those that are sharing value right now, are we still following? Those that are sharing value right now and are up there in people's faces, by the time those people are ready to make purchase, they are contacting you, right? And like in 2022, we're very busy. Me personally, I was very busy with inspections, right? 2022, even 2023, and all this while, right? I used to be very busy with inspection during Christmas period. Yeah. When people are feeling like, oh, let me go and rest. Some realtors, they will go and pack their realtorship certificate, everything, dump it one side and say, January will continue, right? But that is the time you actually make sales. But nobody will call you if you are not planting. So value-based marketing is your planting season, right? So if you don't plant enough, then you will not reap. You will not reap anything, right? So this using value-based marketing is like your planting season. So this period, instead of relaxing, instead of saying, oh, it's Christmas now, let me just go and look for, people like to buy handbags, let me go and sell handbags and shoes and I will make money, right? Well, you can make money out of it, right? But dropping your business because of the season is not a good idea at all. You right? You cannot. And one thing about commission or the money you make from real estate is that you don't have cap to it. You can't say, oh, or the universe will say, oh, since you sold a property worth 25 million today, let it not come again tomorrow. Tomorrow you can make another sale safe that will be worth over 50 million and like that. So these things are very important. So this period, instead of relaxing, this is actually the period you need to sit up pick up your Realtor badge. Pick up your Realtor badge and do these things. You see these things I mentioned here? They are the actual way of generating or attracting people that will knock on your door, right? So this part is very important. While we move to the I think that will be the last part for today. So another way you can position yourself for massive sales this period is by being consistent. I want to add something here, but I don't know how to add it. Being consistent and produce in volume. These are my secrets, Sha. Being consistent and producing in volume, right? So it's no longer enough for you to be consistent. I mean, a lot of people are trying. A lot of people are consistent these days. If you look at your right, you see consistency. Left, consistency, right? So how do you now stand out? It's volume. So it's now beyond consistency. But consistency is important, right? Start with consistency first before you now say, Jacinta, you're giving us a lot of work, right? Start with consistency first, and then you start talking about volume. But if you want to stand out, you have to pay attention to volume, right? So whatever you have been doing, producing one, you have to start producing two or more, right? If you have been doing one video, start doing two videos. If you have been posting once in a week, start posting twice a week. See, these days is volume. These days, consistency is no longer enough, right? But consistency is important, especially for some of us that are beginning or starting out, right? Consistency will help you to grow through the process. The truth is that when you are starting out something newly, you may not understand it first. That's the truth. So, but if you become consistent, over time, a lot of things will begin to unfold. And that is where I'm going to be talking about two major cycles that consistency will help you to pass through. First is to help you to pass the 4 levels of competence. To help you to pass the 4 levels of competence. Now, there are 4 levels of competence. Number 1 is unconscious incompetence. Unconscious incompetence is when you are unaware of a particular skill or knowledge, right? And is missing. So you are ignorant about it. So the first level of competence is what? Unconscious. You are not even aware that you are lacking a particular skill. So when I started real estate, I don't have marketing skills. I don't have closing skills. These are skills that are needed, right? And so for most of us here, we started out not aware of those skills, right? It's just like somebody that is not good with a computer and doesn't even know that he's incompetent for not knowing how to use computer, right? So that is the first level. The second one is what we know as conscious competence. At this stage, you are aware, oh, I need to know this. Oh, I need to learn this skill. So that's what happened to me too when I started real estate. All I know is that I wanted to make money, right? Not knowing that there are some skills that are required. Communication skills. When people start reaching out to you, how do you communicate to them? You need to know how to talk to people. You need to know how to market. So at least persuade or convince people to buy into something, right? You need to know how to close, right? So at this stage, you're beginning to understand that these are the skills I actually need to learn, right? You understand that you need to learn that particular skill. And that's will lead us to the third one. Sorry, I jumped it though. So this one's supposed to be conscious incompetence. Then this one, conscious competence. So the first one is unconscious incompetence. Second one, conscious incompetence. And then the third one is conscious competence. This is a learning stage, right? This is where you now learn how to perform the skills by learning about it. So let's take for instance, I know most of us, we don't know, do we know how to edit with our phones before now? No, right? But once you as you started real estate, you started learning how to use phone.
Started knowing the apps for editing.
Exactly, started knowing the apps for editing, how to do a lot of things, right? So this is now the conscious competence. You have now learned how to use these skills, right? You now have like what we know as editing skill, right? Because as a realtor, you will need a lot of skills to survive, especially as a beginner. Ikegoro, right? So conscious competence is the stage of active learning. I remember my first 3 months when I joined real estate. My first 3 months was the month of learning. I was learning. It's not now that we have a lot of Realtors Academy everywhere, or we have Realtor School, right? Before now, when you attend some real estate training, what they are just teaching you is about their product and how you can make money out of it. But nobody is telling you things that you need to do to be able to make those sales, right? So it was a challenge. Even though I was working with somebody who understood, who knows about marketing and who was willing to share, which is Mr. Jeff. Me selling in 3 months, I would have waited for a longer time, right? Right? So what I did in that my first 3 months is that I started learning a lot of things. I started learning about land administration. Yes, I studied estate management, but what they teach you in school is different from biology. You understand? Especially the marketing aspect. Please, let's silence our phone. Especially the marketing aspect. When I finished from school, I know I was going to do real estate. And, people, when I asked in the class that time, Ma, how do you, most of them, that are making the money, how are you really doing this thing? And they will say, oh, just put your table and your chair, and that is how. After school, I told my friend, we studied the same course. I told her, let's put a table. She laughed at me. She laughed. She then said, you thought it's that thing they're saying in school. But I can find something to be doing with your life. Oh, what will I do with my life? I know. So it's not only that, I have a long way to go. I went on YouTube. I was making a lot of research. I would see a lot of people. But majorly, people I was seeing was those in diaspora, all those white real estate agents that tell you, oh, I wrote you have to pass a course, you have to write an exam, They're very different from what we are doing right here. So when I finally met with Mr. Jeff and I started understanding some things, but it's not somebody can mentor you, but you also need to do some work for yourself, right? And that is where that active learning comes to play, right? So I don't know that then the thing is that you may be passing through these levels, but you will not even know. You will not even know that it has a name self. Like when I found out about this later, I was like, so I was actually passing through this stage. So then I was unconscious of a lot of skills. I don't know about marketing. I don't even know how to talk with people. I can't even look you eyeball to eyeball to tell you anything. So a lot of things, right? Then I started being conscious about it. I said, oh, I need to know this. I need to know how to talk to people. Because then if you reach out to me and say you want property, I'll just say, hold on, let me speak with my voice. I will not call Sir Jeff and say, sir, somebody said this. So he was literally guiding me on what to say, right? But when I got to this stage of conscious competence, I knew that I needed to learn this. Then I started buying books on communication, how to talk to people, how to win friends and influence people. I started reading a lot of books. I started watching videos online, right, on marketing. I started trying to learn land administration, how land works in Enugu. Started learning land documents. Some people, this industry, it will shake you, it will test you. And if you are not fortified, they will leave you. They will go to another person, right? So I was learning land document because sometimes somebody will call you, oh, this place has deed of lease, oh, I'm not buying. Do you get? Oh, it doesn't have a C of O, so I'm not buying. Do you get? If you don't know about land documents, you cannot be able to educate that person on what he should look out for, the actual thing he should look out for, or what a deed of lease or C of O is all about. So you see that this particular stage is very important. So then I started learning about land documents. In fact, one guy's channel I used to sleep on then, I finally met him this year in Lagos. I told him, your channel actually made me, right? I actually learned a lot of land document. Not right now that we have Realtor school or other real estate academy that you can learn all of those things. Those things I learned it myself, even down to editing. That period, I was learning how to edit with laptops. And when I now discovered that, because then I don't have the money to pay for all those subscriptions, I will now have to, it will now leave a big watermark on my video. After practicing and exporting the video, I will now see one share watermark. Let me say, it will just leave on it. Hey, my eyes will become red. Next thing I started looking for how to edit with my phone. Right then, nobody will even teach you how to edit. So I went on YouTube. I tried out a lot of software and I came across InShot. That InShot can actually remove the watermark. Maybe by just clicking on their ad, after watching it, the watermark will disappear. And that is how I got to discover that one. You see that when you now see somebody that is now doing very well, you know that the person passed a lot of things. That is where consistency comes to play. That is where consistency is nurturing you, right? But if you jump in, you will jump out. If you jump in and jump out, oh, this thing is not like this, so you will now go and start doing another thing. The truth is that you will still leave that thing that you jumped into and still look for another thing to do, right? So consistency helps you to nurture you and get you ready for the result that is ahead. But if you are not paying attention to all of this, you will give up quickly, right? So this will lead us to the final level, which is now unconscious competence. This is now like your mastery stage. Please, those online, are you still following? Drop your fire emoji if you're still following. If you can still see me clearly, hear me, drop 1 and 2 in the comment section. So unconscious competence, this is like the mastery stage. This is the stage you now become the master. You are now used to the skills. Now you can talk to clients. You can say, oh, so because it has a C of O, it's not this, it's not that. You'll be able to educate the person. You are now doing it with ease. Do you get? You are now closing sales with ease. Before now, you have to, you have to link somebody before you can be able to close a sale, right? Or you'll be able to master the skill. It's just like me standing right here to talk to you. Before now, it's not like this, right? Before now, anything that will bring me out from my seat will count me out. Anything that will make me to come and stand in front of people and talk, hey, it's better you put you I don't know what, yeah, it's better you do something else to me than telling me to come here and stand. But over time, I became used to it, and I've mastered it, right? Same with every other thing that you do in life, whether starting out real estate. So over time, Frank right now, he doesn't used to think of what he will say again. Once he enters site, we are like at he did that. You find that Frank will run to the end of the property just for you not to hear his voice. Do you get? Even me then, huh? Before you hear my voice, okay, fear. You do like this because I don't even like how my voice sounds. Once I record myself and I just listen to, oh my God. Yeah, and if you mistakenly walk in, oh Jesus. The way I off my phone, everything will just off immediately because I don't even like how it sounds. But over time, became better, and now you will just walk into any place and talk, or once you go to any property, you see, it's now very unconscious, right? You're now doing it with ease. So I'm using this to explain the importance of consistency. You will not experience any of this if you are not consistent. And by the time I was awarded, people say, oh, you have been consistent. Oh, you stayed through this. Oh, this, and that. They don't know that I was passing through some levels, right? But if you don't know it, if you don't stay consistent, you will not experience any of this. Maybe after this stage, you go back to another thing. So another thing I'm going to be talking about, why consistency is important, is using the emotional circle of change. Please, you can read up any of these at your convenience. They are all online. You can read it up. Emotional circle of change. Consistency helps you to experience emotional circle of change. Now, there are 5 stages to this. There are 5 stages. So number 1 is what we know as uninformed optimism, right? I know most of us already know this, but just want to highlight it again. Uninformed optimism. This is where you start with excitement and positive outlook, focusing on the future benefits of the change. Oh, you want a change. Oh, I want to start real estate. I mean, when you look at people doing real estate, maybe yesterday they announced somebody just sold a property of 10 million and the person made 1 million naira commission. You say, Choy! Maybe your friend came and said, we just closed the deal, and I just got 2 million naira, bam, in my account. Sit now. The first time I received 1 million naira commission, I just screenshotted and sent to my brother. He said, do you get? So that joy, I say, let me do this real estate. It's like this real estate is working. right? You are coming with excitement. Oh, and you're expecting your life, you say, if I now sell 50 million, you will now start, investor vibes. Start calculating commissions in your head. You now look at, if I now sell this property, that means if I sell this property now that I'm promoting for 250 million, you don't want to think about the commission. You just say, your head will scatter. The excitement alone, the imagination alone, self. Let's leave the excitement. The imagination alone, it will wound you. It will, even if it is 1% of 250 million. It's not your change. You realize, do you get the person is you're excited about the change that is to come, not knowing that the second stage is waiting for you, right? So the second stage is informed pessimism. My spelling want to fail me. Pessimism. Informed pessimism. This is where the reality of the change starts to set in. You know, see that this is actually difficult though. I've posted for the past 1 month now. Nobody even asked me whether I'm selling or they are buying. You know, the sense of that will begin to come in. The sense of the work will begin to overwhelm you. You'll be like, it's like this real estate is not. It's like this real estate is not for me. Let's leave it, right? The reality begins. Everything starts unfolding. Everything becomes very clear. You see that friend that just sold property of 1 million. There are two things that must have happened. Either the person passed through the process we've talked about and get to the stage of selling that property, or it happened by fluke, right? Maybe the friend or the somehow the deal went through, right? And selling out of fluke is not a strategy. It may just happen that once, it may not come back again, right? And you cannot build business on that. So maybe that's what happened to the person. Now you now see that there's a lot of work. You have to go for site inspections. You need to know how to talk to clients. You need to understand a lot of things. You need to understand land sizes. You need to understand land documents for you to be able to even talk to a client, right? You need to be able to handle objections. Oh, the place is too far. Oh, everywhere is a bush. You need to understand. You say, this one, everybody have been telling me the place is far. Let me just leave it, right? Reality begins to set in. and water, and you believe that God is going to bring the increase, right? So this is the fourth stage of the emotional cycle of change. And then the final one is now the success and fulfillment stage. This stage is interesting, right? This is where you now finally achieve the desired outcome. And you now experience the joy, and the fulfillment from the challenging journey, right? Yes. This is where you now say, oh, alas, we actually made it, right? This is the time that that client now say, okay, send me the account details. Send me the account details. And not just as sending the account details, he's making the payment immediately. Until you see the payment receipt. You see, that is the success part, right? Do you get? That's when you now feel, oh, this thing is actually working. And you will now sit up. You know that, so this thing is actually working. Let's continue now. Next day, nobody's even reminding you to post again. Nobody's reminding you to do anything. Nobody is reminding you to go for inspections. You get, because you have experienced the joy and the fulfillment. Next thing is that they now printed the flyer, Realtor of the month. The joy, right? So that is this change. But if you don't stay consistent, you will not experience this, right? You see that everything is a process. Sales itself is a process. So if you don't stay through the process, then you will not achieve this success. All right. I have a client that when he wants to pay, he will say, Jacinta, see me on a video call. I want to be seeing your face to know that I'm actually making the payment to you, right? So, but these things are the success I've achieved over time because of what? Consistency. So consistency is very important. It will help you to pass through this stage. Now, if you even look through your life, you know that you must find yourself within any of this stage. That's not what I say, right? If you look through your life right now, you find yourself in one of these stages. Okay. Even at that 4 levels of competence, right, that we talked about. So it is only consistency that will make you to stay through this. Also, consistency, once the success starts coming, it stays consistent as well. It will not drop except you decide to now quit on your own. No. Right? Except you're not the one that decided to quit on your own. But another thing that consistency helps is that it also helps you to build trust over time. When people are seeing you every day, every time, like some leads that I attracted in 2022, some of them bought last year. Some are still yet to buy. Do you get? And why they bought is because one actually told me, Jacinta, I literally watch you grow. That kind of thing. They literally saw when I started. I know in people's mind, they want to know whether you are staying or you are quitting. Yes. And the thing is that people actually want you to fail. Legitly. Seriously. And they'll just say, oh, I said it, this guy, go last. About this serious. It's nature, right? He sold bag last year, he's selling shoes this year. Tomorrow is doing another thing, right? People just, but if you not stay consistent, the next thing that they start respecting you, they will start recommending you. So imagine that you give up, nobody's going to respect you, nobody's going to recommend you. I start recommending you, they want to do business with you. So we'll just call you normally. I get those kind of calls too. Once I say, don't post. I see what you post, so I will definitely come to you when I'm ready. So if you're not consistent, who will call you like that? Nobody will know you. Nobody will actually know you. And you know what? The variable that you have here is you. I mean, you don't have the money to buy real estate. You don't have the property yourself. It's you that you have. So what can you do at the moment? So it's still you. You need you to push yourself out there. You need you to stay consistent. You need you to share the value. Right? Nobody's going to do it for you. And the universe will not say, oh, Frank, I'm going to be using Frank to be. So Frank, Frank tried this real estate thing. Oh. He really tried. But you know what? Let's Moses that has client that wants to buy 5 plots. Okay, Moses, just collect 1 commission from your 5 plots and give to Frank. The universe will not do that. They'll just focus on Moses. And just like the Bible says, he that has. Even the little that the person has will be taken away from the person. And that's why when you see people making sales, that is the law that is applying there. Right? And you have to use your mindset too. Right? So when you remain consistent, people begin to see you. And you begin to attract a lot of people. And people like to associate with successful people. So you cannot term yourself successful if you don't stay consistent. Right? You cannot term yourself successful if you don't stay consistent. So consistency is very important. Now, another thing people may be wondering there, oh, how do I now stay consistent? We've talked about it though. How do I now stay consistent? Sure, we've talked about it, Abby. Yes. Value-based marketing. Give value. Give value without asking for anything in return. Right? Steadily give value. And that's how you stay consistent, actually. Any questions so far? Any question so far? So, I want us to take action plans today. I want us to take action plan. So if we do all of this, you see that you will just position yourself for sales. And that's how sales works. Right? That's how sales works. When you optimize your social media platform and you share value and you stay consistent, people begin to save your number. Right? Especially this period. This period is like a planting period. Please don't joke with this period. If you have been sleeping, wake up. If you have been doing 1 video, start doing 2 videos. Whatever you have been doing, intensify on it. Right? If you have not started yet, start practicing, start learning. Start with learning and start applying the learning. So when I started learning about land documents. Someone said, I just used to understand part-time to teach it. So what I do is if I'm learning about CFO, once I understand what you explain about CFO, next I'll set my camera. I'll explain what I have just understood. Remember, as a realtor, you're not just a realtor, you're a real estate consultant. What? You're a real estate consultant. You're not You're a real estate consultant. So, as a real estate consultant, you are not just selling, you are going to people as a helper and as what? As a teacher. As a helper and as a teacher. And it is in this teaching and in helping that you are sharing that value, right? So I'm saying this to drive home a point. So you don't have to learn it all before you start teaching it, right? You just have to learn a page per time and be able to understand it and then teach it. So as you are learning, start practicing it. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're a beginner and you want to start real estate, or you want to start doing all of these things that we have said today, first thing you need to do is you start learning about the whole thing. So if you are going to start learning about land documents, you start by learning land documents, C of O. You watch a lot of videos on it. Once you understand what C of O is, next thing, clean the back of your camera or front. Position it somewhere that has proper lighting and make your video. Except you don't want to do online marketing. I don't know about offline marketing, so I can't really teach on that. But position your camera and talk about it. My first videos are very horrible. In fact, if you go down, deep down to my channel, you see some of them I'm looking up. I can't even look at the camera straight, eyeball to eyeball. I look up. And I was explaining. There's the series I did then, types of land documents you should know when buying property in Nigeria. I did like 2 series. The first one, literally, I was looking up. One man called me, "Why are you looking up?" Right? So what I was doing in that video, it was a long video. What I was doing is that I will watch, I will talk. I was not posting the video. I'll watch again. And that's how I did it till I finished the video and then edited it. Just cut the errors. So now, please, you don't need gang editing. Just be able to cut out errors, put your number, and you're good to go, right? So as you are learning, start teaching. As you are learning, start teaching. That's why at your first stage, I usually recommend you do more of educational content where you are teaching people. So as you are teaching people, first they see you as an expert. They feel that you know it, right? They see you as an authority, right? That's why, aside selling, I also help people to register land documents. This is because I've thought about it. What I did was learn it, thought about it, and somebody reached out to me. Can you help me? I can. And I did the first one. I gained the knowledge, and just like that. So all you need to do is just to learn per time and teach it. That's how you can easily start, right? Remember, in your teaching, teach what people are looking for. Don't teach what they're not looking for. Remember, we've talked about their pain points and all. So everything that you're going to be teaching should be revolving about those pain points, how you're going to solve their pain point, what people are looking for. So you begin to think like them. For somebody that wants to buy land now, what do you think the person will be thinking about? What documents will I get if I buy the land, right? This is where you now talk about types of land documents you should know, right? Next thing is, what are the land sizes? They hear 50 by 100, 100 by 100. They don't even know the difference, most of them, right? You teach about it, right? Next thing they're asking, if it is those in diaspora, they ask me, how do I send money? They don't know how they can send money down to Nigeria, right? That's where you do your own learning too. Go and study how to send money from abroad to Nigeria. They use all those Western Union, was it World Remits? I've forgotten their names. Yeah, so it was in learning I know all of those things, and I helped. So instead of those things to be a barrier, because if you don't know it, then go to the person that knows it, and you miss on that, and One thing that can never happen to you is unconscious loss. You lost something, but you don't know that you lost it, right? So for you to not to experience it, you try to know it. So learn everything. So for you to be able to create content too, like I said, you need to think like the person buying. It's just like when I wanted to buy my iPhone, I made a lot of research. I made a lot of research. So imagine somebody that wants to buy property worth millions. You will know the kind of research the person will make now, right? And that is where you become findable and searchable. Because as you are shooting those your videos, please post it. Post it, oh. I repeat it again. Post it. Post that content. The thing is that you don't even know the content that is going to bring the buyer. The one that brought me client that still buys up to date, if you see that video, crap. So just said, what's that crap that you just posted? We were fighting in the background, and I still kept my camera. Women that were working in the construction sites of the property, I was still saying, we are here at, I posted the video like that. And I was surprised the video now got views. Now got like 500 something views. People were now calling me. I was like, eh? So this is working. Do you get? So you don't even know so you can't control where the sales will come from. But you can control the activities that you are going to put out there. So as you do the videos, especially if you are starting out, some people will laugh at you. But me, first, I started blocking people that will laugh at me first. Don't know if you are going to do same. But when I started, I first of all sat down. In fact, I exited from some of my groups that I was belonging to before, because I know they will go and carry the video and come and post on that group and start laughing. They will see Jacinta, and the worst is that they will not give you money. And they are target audience. So why do you allow those things to bother you? Right? When you become successful, they will start asking you to show them the way. That is just it. They will be billing you, right? So first, what I did then was I started by blocking her son. I can't read and keep left and right. If I just say that this one say, what are you even posting out there? I'll just block. I'll just remove you. You will not. I'll go to Facebook. If you're my friend, I will friend you. Like so many things. Oh God, people don't know how far I went on that, right? So it's very important so that imposter syndrome will not make you see. Imposter syndrome is very bad, and it will make you. In fact, when you start making video, you not say, see my forehead, see my eyes. It will not make you not to post your video. Don't allow it to happen to you. So start like that. You need to get started with where you are, right? Start with what you have as well. And over time, you grow, right? Over time, you grow. Over time, you become that person that you actually want to become. But if you are there, listening to all of those things, you will not do anything, right? So as you are watching, as you are learning, implement and post the content. Once you record that video, please post it. Once you bring out your camera and record that video and you talked, please post it, right? And over time, you become better with it. The thing is that you cannot become better without doing it. You become better by doing it. And you even become best when you keep doing it, right? So as you keep recording the videos, as you keep posting, you become better. You start sounding better, and people get to know you. And in fact, one commission will make your English to change. Do you get? You start talking fine. If you so yeah. So these things are very important. So because when you post yourself out there, that is when you become findable. Actually, that's when you become findable. That's when you become searchable, right? when you go to Google, I'm like most of us, we focus more on YouTube because it's second to the highest search engines in the world. I mean, once you aside Google, next place that people go to is YouTube. Exactly. So even then, when I was looking for how to start real estate, I went on YouTube because that is the place I know that I will get results, right? So imagine a lot of other people that are going there to make their searches. And if they're not making searches and you are not found, how will you not make the massive sales? So this period should be your implementation period. This period should be your planting season. This season should be your consistency season so that at the end of the day, the results will start coming in through. Amen.
Amen.
Any questions so far? Those online? Those online. So we've talked about. Yeah, thank you, Josh. Thank you. Jacinta again. Jacinta Makezi. Thank you. Kelvin said consistency. Thank you. Consistency is key. Actually, optimize your social media platform and start posting today. Exactly. So these are the things you need to start doing today. So for you to be able to make massive sales this Ember month, these are the things you need to focus on. Optimize your social media platform. Focus on value. Focus on value. Focus on value. And then finally is what? Remain consistent. Consistent. And I added that if you're already consistent, please apply volume to it. If you're already consistent, apply volume to your consistency. The truth is that people that have the volume may be contacted faster than somebody that is just consistent. Now, a lot of people are already out there that are already consistent normally. So how do you outbeat them? Is volume. See, as I'm saying it, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, even to record the video. Ordinary, which one will I call ordinary? Say? Ordinary voiceover, you do like 20 times before you get the actual one that is okay for you. But in all, try to apply volume to whatever you have started. So with that, with that being said, if you have any question, Jessica said amen. Amen. Yeah. If you have questions, please, I'm all ears as we wrap up. If you have questions, those online, if you have questions, let me know. Those here, if you have questions, you have questions. Do you understand? Okay, sir.
Which one goes like this?
Okay.
Just what you said. You mentioned that applying volume to get consistency. So which volume is here on the bike?
Okay, so yeah, thank you. So the volume I'm talking about is the activities you're already putting out as a realtor. So let's take, for instance, for people that create content, if people that create content and post videos online. So if you are posting like once in a week, you should start doing like 2 times or 3 times a week. That is the volume I mean. Yeah. If you're already posting every day, you can start posting like 2 times every day. That's the volume I mean. Right? Why I'm saying that is because I know some top selling realtors that I follow, especially in Lagos or out there, when you look at their page, I see why they're making the kind of sales they are making, because the way they are posting content out there, like when you come to their page and see the kind of videos that are there, you have no option than to call that person, than the person that already have like 1 video or 2 videos in his or her own page. Don't know what I'm making sense. Yes. So when you see, let's take for instance, you come to my YouTube channel and you see a lot of videos there, and even the ones that are even premiered, right? You feel like I'm into the business than somebody that just posted one week ago, right? They will contact this person has a higher chance of getting leads than the other person that is just posting one, right? So I will use this example to explain it. It's just like when you go to the market and maybe once you saw two supermarkets, maybe one is filled with a lot of goods, both inside and outside, everywhere, choked up. And then the one beside it just have a little counter inside with little things inside. Naturally, where will your brain take you to? The one that is filled, right? So that is how it is on the platform. Do you get? Yeah. So once people come to your page and see a lot of videos, see a lot of, oh, this one is leading them to the other one. They want to see this one. Oh, they saw this one. They want to see it. Somebody can literally sit down and watch your content. Somebody called me last day before yesterday night, and I was hearing my voice on the background. He was literally watching my video when he called me. And before then, he said that he have watched like 2 of my videos, and he was watching another one. Do you get? So that cannot happen if I don't apply volume to what I'm doing. And volume attracts leads faster. Do you get? So that is what I meant by volume. Thank you, sir. Any other question? Okay. What did this person say? Please help me. Do we have any asset so we can use as a guide and also YouTube? Do you have any manual as a starter so we can? Okay. The only manual right now is Realtor School. Just visit www.realtors.school. That is the only manual. Or you get Mr. Jeff's book, From Novice to Top Realtor. You can send me a message after this. Are you in the WhatsApp group? Then we'll drop the contacts. We'll drop the phone number here so you can reach out to us on that. And if you need more guide, you can reach out to me directly. All right. I think that will be all for today. So from this class, we should be able to have action plans, Abby. So from this class, what those online, let me know your action plans from this class. What are the things you are going to be doing from today? Let me hear it. Let me have it. Last volume. Okay. Somebody say apply volume. Okay. Please let me know your action plan. So for me, what I want you to go and do right now, if you have not started, just go and start learning first. Yes, before consistency. Go and start learning. You need to learn a lot of things. Go and start learning about land administration. We have Realtor School. If you have the money, you can sign up. It's 50,000. If not, you have to go online or join our trainings like this every day. You'll be able to learn 1 or 2. And then you go online or maybe go on YouTube, find out, learn about real estate, learn about land documents, learn about land sizes. These things are very important because so start by learning. Somebody that shooting the people. Once you like already review your value, review the value of sharing. Ensure that you value your people. Ensure it's what people are looking for. Don't just make videos. You also pay attention to what you see that alone is not explain on or what or an obsession for things for not buying. You cannot make a video and share that value. Maybe there are thousands of millions of people that are not buying that because they don't know how to. At the end of the day, you can actually buy. Even if you're not you get someone and then you secure the money. That way, nobody's in the picture. So, okay. So you see that maybe other people are looking for maybe other people are look for when you're creating your think like your customer, think like where they say maybe as far as the maybe normally you may not even like the property. To make sure that they will, when they are ready to so but if you're out there sharing the
Okay.
reach out to me. That's how it's going. Right. Remember the day that so but if you're out there sharing
Okay.
the attention, interest, desire, and action. So the attention now is those videos you're making. So your attention is those videos you're making, they will start reaching out to you. That is the interest part. right? They'll start reaching out to you. They are interested. Oh, how far is the place? They are trying to make inquiries. Maybe they are not ready yet, though. That is why some realtors, because they don't understand this. Once one person reach out to them, they'll use call. They'll use call and finish the person. The client will start, the prospect will start running. Leave me, I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy. I don't want to buy. Right? You will not go and tie your umbilical cord around the person. So you have not bought. You say you get back to me. You said this. But if you have a lot of leads, you will not even have time to go back to that person. The follow-up is good. But when you have a lot of leads, it will be easier for you. When you have a lot of people knocking on your door, oh, I want this, oh, I want this. And that's what happened when you share. So when you're making your videos, I'm saying on our action point before I deviate again, if you're already consistent, please review your content. Review the kind of content you put out there. Both in your titling and in the content itself, right? Think like the customer, think like the client you are serving, and answer the questions they have in their head. How do I verify that this land is genuine? Right? That is a different content on its own. How do I verify that the land is genuine? How do I know that? How are you sure somebody will not encroach on this land later? That kind of question. So these are the things you think like the customer, and these are what people. So let me share another secret that I use too. Most times before I make a video, I'll go on Google and ask questions that people are asking regarding buying land in Enugu to just show me a lot of questions. And Google will still say, people also ask this. In addition, like, so you don't have any excuse that you don't know content that you will shoot. It's there. It's just you have not searched for it. People also ask this: what is the price of land in Enugu? People are looking for this kind of things. So what happened? When you make that kind of video and upload it, and people are searching for it, your content will come up, right? And they will reach you. And that's where you become findable and searchable, right? So that's how these things doesn't happen by magic. You have to intentionally do them, right? So if you have been doing consistent, review your content and then stay consistent and apply volume to what you have been doing. With that, you have steady lead, you have a lot of people reaching out to you, and then you make sales for yourself. You'll be so busy during this Christmas if you apply all this stuff, all these things. No audio, it is fixed now. Oh, thank you. All right, so with that, we've come to the end of today's training. If there's no other question, please take this. Aside from attending trainings like this, your implementation is very important. You doing these things you've learned today is very, very important. If not, it will still be like you have not heard it before. Do you understand? It will still be like you've not heard it before. And it's in implementation that you get the results. Right? It won't fall out by itself if you don't get to do it. So get started today and then implement. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Moses, for joining. Frank, thank you. Dima, thank you. Mary, thank you. I don't know your own name. Charity, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Sir, what's your name? Philip, thank you for joining, Philip. Okay, thank you. Our camera people. Thank you, those online. Thank you, Paul, Jesse, Emmanuel, Favor, God's love. Thank you. Thank you, Lois. Vera, thank you. Josh Real Estate, thank you. Jacinta Maka, thank you. Calvin, thank you for all. Thank you for joining. So thank you so much. So let's go into the word and do what? Let's fly. Thank you so much and enjoy a good day. Yeah.
I didn't think about